Economists all around the world say that innovation and adaptation are essential in these trying times. You are the founder of Caterpillar Auction Services, and quite frankly, the best example that innovation is the key to success. Please, Rick, tell us your story.
Well, yeah, I'll try to give you the Cliff Note version of my story here. So I've been in the construction business. I grew up in the construction business. My dad was a contractor, so I've been around equipment all my life and around the construction industry all my life. And so I think that gave me a bit of a platform, if you will, to stay involved in this business. And so I started a small auction company back in the early 80s and owned and operated just a small handyman construction business. Kind of put my way through college doing that and carried that on, and then got involved in the auction business through a friend of mine, and worked in the auction business for a while. Started my own auction company and owned and operated that for quite some time. Went to work for and sold that business to the world's largest industrial auction company, Ritchie Brothers, who your audience might know about. They're a large industrial auction company out of Canada, came down into the United States and started doing business. So I worked for them for the better part of 5 years. And then I went to work for a Caterpillar dealer and really learned the industry through that experience with a Caterpillar dealer. So I was the sales manager for a Caterpillar dealer for 15 years here in the Minneapolis area, and worked closely with the Caterpillar manufacturing company in an advisory role. And so that was a great experience for me. And so through that experience and through the experience in the auction business, I thought that it was a good idea that Caterpillar dealers and Caterpillar get involved in the auction business, because Caterpillar really controlled worldwide most of the used inventory in the world. And at first it was a little bit rough. Caterpillar and Caterpillar dealers didn't much like the auction business. They thought it was a competitive business to them, and viewed it as the enemy more than the idea of how do we work through this business, because the business really does have a place. It's expedient, and it is really the true used equipment market. So it took me a couple of years to convince Caterpillar dealers and Caterpillar that it was a good idea. Once they felt like, let's give it a try. It looks like you've got some ideas that can be a little bit different than the way auctions have been conducted before. We can leverage our brand. We can leverage the idea that we do inspections better than anybody else in the world of equipment. And so they agreed that, let's go ahead. We're going to make you president CEO of Cat Auction Services. And they gave me a lot of rope to go out and hang myself if that was what was going to happen. And so I put a team together, and we had a really creative team. And so I hired people that both had a lot of equipment experience and auction experience. And we combined those two experiences to really change some things in the industry. And I think first and foremost, what we changed in the industry is we did detailed inspections of equipment. And then we sold equipment both live and online. And because of those inspections, because of the brand trust that buyers and sellers around the world had, everybody kind of jumped on board, and it was a huge success. Most of our auctions, we had participants from anywhere from 20 to 50 different countries that were bidding on and buying equipment. So it was not easy competing with the likes of Ritchie Brothers. They are a great company. They've built a fantastic reputation for being the leaders in the industry, but we came with something a little bit different. We videoed equipment performing all its hydraulic and steering functions, streamed that live in real time around the world. Nobody had ever done that before. We implemented like I said, the inspection process that most auction companies adopted, the buyer beware way of doing business. So, and we adopted the buyer be informed way of doing business. So we thought the more information we could give to the buying public, the better. Even if equipment wasn't in that great a condition, it was better for buyers to know exactly what they were buying and getting into. So that was really the premise that we started from. And that's kind of a long way of explaining my career path. But, we ultimately, were very successful. We had dealer partners from around the world. Caterpillar Inc. was one of our partners. And so that's how it started. And I think that it took a while for people to adopt the auction concept, as it's taking a while in Romania for people to kind of adopt that auction process. But I think the experience that I have, I can at least bring to the Romanian market the idea that I started something a little bit new here in the United States, and I conceptualized it, put it into practice, and it worked.